Hi, I'm Tom Zelenka. Now, I'm just a beginner in the kitchen. In every episode of Carolina Cooking, I meet a different chef from a famous restaurant in the Carolinas who'll teach me to cook their secret recipes in just 30 minutes or less. Really good.
Welcome to Carolina Cooking, shot on location at the Mansion on Forsyth Park and the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. Now, here's your host, Tom Zelenka.
Hi there, welcome to Carolina Cooking. Today we're going to be making everybody's favorite pizza. That's right, we're going to be making it from scratch in 30 minutes or less. You and I get to learn to do it together here. What we do is we bring the top chefs from the top restaurants all around North and South Carolina, and we bring them here to teach us how to make their incredible recipes. Today we're making salty caper pizza, and we're making that from, well, the Salty Caper restaurant in Salisbury, North Carolina. Here's Chef John Mascardini from the Salty Caper, and this pizza looks incredible. Fresh tomatoes,
basil, pine nuts.
Okay.
We got ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese, really?
And mozzarella, of course.
That's the one like cottage cheese. A little. You get it in the tub?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Alrighty. So where do we begin with this?
We're gonna make the pesto first.
We're gonna make the pesto first.
Right.
Okay. And now, are you gonna teach me how to make the dough, or can you go out and get pre-made dough?
The dough would just take a little too long, so you can buy pre-made dough, especially delis and whatnot. So, but I also have put a recipe online for you guys.
Oh, on our website.
On your website, so you can just go ahead and take that recipe and make it.
So our dough is already done, and this is like if I
Done.
went to the store and bought it at a shop and
Exactly.
came back home with it. And could I put it in the fridge? Do I put it in the freezer? How long would it last?
Usually it comes frozen, and then you
Okay.
want to defrost it. And if you want to defrost it and use it then, sure. Or you can put it in your refrigerator. Make sure you put it in a Ziploc with a little oil so it doesnn't stick.
Okay. Well, we'll be slinging this up in the air, but first we have to make our pesto, right?
Exactly.
Alrighty, great.
All right, we're gonna need a Cuisinart
Uh-huh.
or a blender. We
Alrighty.
need fresh basil,
Okay.
pine nuts, of course,
All right.
oil, olive
Oil?
oil,
Olive, just extra virgin olive oil?
extra virgin olive oil,
Okay.
and then some pecorino romano.
Some what?
Pecorino romano. It's like Parmesan, but a lot saltier. They love to use it south of Naples.
Pecorino
Pecorino romano.
Romano. And it's like, could I use Parmesan?
You can use Parmesan, but
All
then
right.
you might want to add salt because I'm
Oh.
not going to be adding salt because this is salty.
Okay. So the basil goes in here?
Basil goes in there first.
Just a number of leaves, just a couple of handfuls of leaves?
On the recipe, it calls for 5 bunches.
5 bunches. So that was 3 and 4 and
That's-
5.
That's plenty.
Okay.
All right, we need a garlic clove as well.
All right.
I like to not go too strong on the garlic because it's very spicy.
Now, I'm trying to grow fresh basil.
Wow.
I'm excited by this. Now, can I use the whole stem? Can I just use the leaves? There's that
no.
little thingy on top.
Right, there's a flower.
Okay.
Usually when it buds out, there's a flower. You don't want to use that nor stems because they're very bitter.
Oh, okay.
And that will ruin your pesto.
All right, and so we just put 1 garlic
1 garlic clove.
with this little thing on it too?
That's fine, or you could just nip it right off.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That, and then some pine nuts.
Alrighty. And just got about a cup there.
I'm going to do probably about a half of a cup.
Half a cup, okay.
Oop, couple
I'll get
flying
this
there.
one.
And then a little olive oil to get it started.
Mm-hmm. And are we going to pour the rest in later?
Yep.
Oh.
We're going to scrape down a little on the sides, and then you have to pulse it.
Oh, we have a button on front too.
Okay.
It's not. I'll just keep doing it like you did.
Right. That's how we do it in the restaurant. Now when you take the rubber spatula.
This guy didn't want to get down.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what the rubber spatula is for. Bring it down like that.
Okay. So our pine nuts don't want
right.
to die.
Oh, a little more olive oil.
Oh, alrighty. Mmm.
There we go.
It's starting to smell really good, really basil.
All right. Now we want to finish it off now with the basil.
Mm-hmm.
Get a couple scrapes there.
Okay.
What I'm doing is basically trying to get all the whole leaves down.
Oh, I gotcha. And then finishing up with the oil. How much oil did we put in this thing?
A cup.
A cup. 1 cup of oil?
Well, you need to kind of call it. Sometimes the basil is not so wet, so use more oil. Sometimes it's a little moist, so you can kind of lay off on the oil a little bit.
Is it done?
It is done.
Alrighty.
Perfect.
Okay. And now, we're just going to leave it like this, or do we have any
No,
other
we're gonna
steps?
Pour it into a bowl.
Okay. Here, I'll move this aside. There you go, pouring it into a bowl.
All right, now pesto, you can also put it with pasta.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, if you make it a little thicker with more cheese, you can encrust a fish with it.
Okay.
There's a lot of different things you can
Now,
do
are we
with
putting
pesto.
cheese in this?
Yes.
Okay.
I like to fold the cheese in because I believe the blade makes it all mushy.
Alrighty, which cheese are we doing?
The Pecorino Romano.
Say it again?
Pecorino
Oh,
Romano.
it's so sexy when you say it like that. Did you ever notice? Did you ever know that girls just go,
Oh, yeah. I know.
John, say it again. Say the cheese again, John, please.
Pecorino Romano.
Oh, John. Okay.
So what we're going to do is, now you're going to start folding or mixing.
Oh,
Oops,
you
sorry.
spill like me.
That's right.
All right.
Messy chef is the best chef.
All right, good. It's good for me to know. And fold it, which is like slow stirring.
Slow stirring, basically.
You guys just have a fancier name for it.
Right.
Yeah. Because when I do my laundry, I don't slowly stir my laundry, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, we got that in there. And then anything else?
Now we need to get another mixing bowl.
Okay.
Because we don't want to use all this pesto.
Oh, I got you.
We're going to take some of this pesto and just put it right in there. I need
Okay.
equal parts of pesto, and now we're going to incorporate the ricotta cheese.
Okay. And incorporate by folding in.
This is the ricotta cheese.
All right. And this you find in that tub.
Right.
Tubbo cheese. Or you don't find it in the tub. Do you go someplace else to get it?
Well, we can make it sometimes,
Oh,
or
really?
we get it from our distributors.
Okay.
All depends if I can get the milk or not.
Alrighty.
And just folding it in there, mixing it up.
Alrighty. And when we come back, we're going to be cutting up our tomato, and we're also going to be flipping the dough in the air when Carolina Cooking continues. So we didn't want to use all that because it's just been too strong.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much.
Alright. So we got over ambitious with our bunches of
Our basil,
basil.
right.
It happens sometimes, you know. Good to know. Yeah, is that folded enough?
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef John Muscardini from Salty Caper in, Salisbury, North Carolina, right?
That's right.
And we are ready to make our toppings for our pizza, and then we're going to sling some dough, and I'm excited about that.
Right.
What do you want me to do with this tomato?
We just need to get some slices on it.
Okay.
Just cut it down that way, or let me show you first.
Sure. All right.
That's access. We don't need that.
So that's not what we eat.
No, because that
Okay.
has the core, and then very thin little slices.
Okay. Just
you
thin
go.
little slices. How many thin little
4.
slices do
Well,
we need?
we have 1 already, so we need 3 more.
2, 3 tomatoes. Now I can cut through a tomato
All right.
because it's generally pretty soft. 4.
4. Voila.
Alrighty.
Let me take these and put them on a plate.
All right. And that will be our topping,
That's right.
along with, I guess, our cheese there, right?
Right, exactly.
All right. So how do we do pizza dough?
Okay, first we need to take some flour
Mm-hmm.
and flour our working area. This is called throwing the flour. You want just a nice
What's the
little,
technical term again?
throwing the flour.
And why do they call it that?
Because you're throwing flour.
Oh, golly! I just these chef terms. Alrighty.
Take a little and put it on our dough ball.
All right.
All right. And I guess
A little dusty.
a little dusty.
Okay.
All right, now what we want to do is start punching down our dough.
Okay.
Take the tip of our fingers, no nails, or your fist. All right, Rocky.
Dun 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 dun. Okay.
And basically we're trying to get our basic shape right now.
Just the fingertips.
Right.
Basic circle.
Basic circle.
Okay.
The palms of your fingers.
All
There
right.
you go.
Palms of the finger. Well, you should have said that the first time around.
No fingernails.
All right. No fingernails.
And you can throw it around back on the other side if you want to. All right. Then let's throw a little dough underneath.
Throw a little dough. Try to remember that one at home.
Technical.
Throw.
All right.
Okay.
Now what we need to do is,
There.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, no problem.
we need to hold one hand still and one to spread. Right. Little circles, little motions. This is the motion.
All right.
All right. Rub it on lotion.
Okay. Feel like I need to talk like Isaac Hayes right about now. Ooh, baby. Little Barry White. Ooh,
Right.
baby. Don't you know how smooth we can spin the dough?
All right.
Yep.
Just keep getting it out.
Do you ever talk like that to the dough when you're in the kitchen?
Yeah, I like to talk to the dough.
Okay.
It's the good dough. on
It's
a
good to
day.
admit it. You know, the first thing is to admit that you have a problem. You know, that's what I've learned. So if you like to talk to inanimate objects,
All right,
put it
next, once we
put it
got it
back down?
spread a little bit, you need
Okay.
to make fists. Make sure you don't use your thumbs, otherwise you'll poke through the dough.
Okay.
And just start spreading it out. There you go.
All right. We get to throw it in the air now?
We get to throw it in the air.
All right.
You need to get a little length on it. Stretch it. There you go. Keep stretching
Ooh,
it.
this is really stretchy.
Right.
You can really stretch this out. A little higher?
A little higher.
Okay,
A little higher.
all right. All right, here we go.
There you go.
Off the roof. All right, that's impressive. Do you normally do it off the roof?
Sometimes.
One-handed. Let's try and go for behind the back. Maybe a little too advanced for me. Is this about stretched enough, or how big do we make this?
Oh, we need to keep going a little bit bigger.
I saw a guy down at the restaurant. He did it one-handed, and I wanted to do that.
There you go. Voila.
We lost the tomato.
Lost the tomato. Casualty
It's a
award.
good tomato. This is fun. This is my favorite part. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Now, if you have any holes in your dough, let's poke a hole for you so we can demonstrate.
Okay.
You can bring the dough back down.
Okay.
And then what you do is you just take some dough and fold it over.
Ah, and do you need to
it's a quick
re-stretch it?
repair. No,
Okay.
no re-stretching, and it's done.
Alrighty.
Just try to get very even and consistent on the dough.
Little ambitious there. You know what? My dough's pretty darn good, but we'll use the one that's a little more, what would you call this, round?
Round.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
All right, now, usually we use pizza pallets at the restaurant, but I know you're cooking at home, so I decided to get a cutting board to kind of show you how it's done. Make sure you have a cutting board with no legs. Use the back side of the cutting board.
Okay.
Flour it.
How do you know which one's the front side and which one's the back side?
Well, this one has a little drain.
Gotcha. Okay. But if you didn't have the drain, then either side could be the back side.
Right. As long as there's no legs
Good
to
to
get
know.
in your way for the pizza.
Okay. Little flour. Throwing the flour.
Throwing the flour.
Okay. Should you wipe it in or just leave it like that?
No, just leave it like that.
Okay.
Then you just try to lay your dough on the board.
All right.
Get it nice and even. Oh, I see a little hole. So
pinch and fold.
Pinch and fold.
I didn't really like it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
All right. He's like, I'm going to be eating this too. All right.
So now we need to take our ricotta and pesto mixture.
Okay.
And we need to take it and put it on.
Oh, what's this thing?
That's a spatula, an angled spatula.
It's a what?
Angled spatula.
Angled spatula? Okay.
Right.
All righty. How much do we need in there?
Less
than what I just... Oh, a little bit more? Okay.
There you go.
And just smear it?
Just smear it on there. Try to bring it, leave a little crust.
Okay. Alrighty. And this is our ricotta, pesto,
mixture.
pine nut
pine
mixture.
nuts, olive oil.
Okay. Alrighty.
Just
and then
love.
now you have a wood burning oven there at
That's right.
Salty.
A wood burning oven pizza. There's no gas. We use logs.
Oh wow.
Hardwoods.
Yeah.
Like maples and oaks.
I bet that gives it a great flavor.
Oh
huh?
man, it just enhances the pizza and it gives it a nice crust.
Okay. How are we doing?
We're doing great. That's
All
done.
right.
All right. Next, we need to take our mozzarella. And again, for you guys at home, I went ahead and sliced it like you could buy it at the store. Mozzarella. Just start laying
good.
it on there.
I'll save this pizza out. I won't put that on the. On the
Try
old
not
pizza.
to hit the edges too much.
Oh, okay.
And you can break it up a little bit if you want to.
Oh. I like a lot of cheese.
All right. Well, then we'll put a lot of cheese on there.
Okay.
Extra cheese.
Fantastic.
All right. Now we need to take our tomatoes. And we need to lay these on. I like to lay them in a plus sign.
Oh, and a plus sign.
So each slice.
See
gets
me? I do a smiley face.
Do a smiley
That's what I
face.
do, yes. To make everybody happy. You should think about that maybe down at the
Smiley
restaurant.
face with
Smiley
pepperoni.
faces. Yeah, that'd be good.
And I like to salt a little bit the tomatoes. Just kind of bring out the juices.
Okay.
All right, and that's it.
Really?
Into
Are we all
the
done?
oven.
We stick it in the oven. All
Right. Now, there's a other little trick. You need to kind of move it around and see how it's not moving.
Uh-huh.
So you need to pick up the dough and blow a little bit underneath there.
Okay. Like that?
Not quite like that. You need to actually get a little air in there.
Oh. Woo! Look at that.
And now
you got
it
some
moves.
lungs on you.
Right.
Okay. Alrighty.
So
Well,
now
when we come back, we're actually going to be putting this in the oven. And when we come back, I'm going to be talking to Eris and find out which beer would go best with our pizza when Carolina Cooking continues. Ooh, that looks nice.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with our wine and beer expert, Eris Ragazeas, here in the wine cellar at the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. And Eris, no wine with pizza. We're doing beer.
Yeah, you can do wine, but you know me, I'm a closet beer lover, and anytime I can pull it off, I'll put a good brewski in there.
Okay, fantastic.
This one, it comes from Carolina.
Okay.
North Carolina.
Little homegrown brew?
Homegrown for me.
Okay.
It's the Carolina Brewing Company. Mm-hmm. They're located north of Charlotte, make a whole variety of beers.
Okay.
This is their wheat ale. The Cottonwood American Wheat Ale.
Okay.
If you want to see some of the other beers they make, www.carolinabeer.com. They have a whole list of beers there that they make. Very small brewery, high quality stuff, unique flavors. This is their wheat beer.
Okay. What's involved in making wheat beer? Do they actually use wheat to make the beer?
They use wheat instead of the traditional malted barley.
Really?
It gives a very different taste and a very different texture as well. Notice the color is very light.
Yeah.
And what I was going for here was more of a mouth cleansing type of an action.
Okay.
I wanted to clean the palate, get it ready for another slice of pizza.
Yeah, well, we have pesto on here, we have cheeses, we have basil sprinkled on top, some tomatoes too.
And you'll notice it doesn't smell like the typical malty beer. It's got a much kind of a sharper smell, and it even tastes a little sharper. Very, very, very mouth cleansing, very clean. Maltiness usually adds a little sweetness.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a dry clean. This is almost like having a lean, crisp Chablis versus a big, rich California Chardonnay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely get the hops in there. I can definitely taste that there's hops in there, but there isn't that taste that I was expecting of the malt. No.
It's different, and a lot of people don't realize that beer is made from wheat as well as malted barley.
Well, who else makes wheat beer?
The Germans do, and they call it Weiss beer.
Okay.
Hefeweizen. And it's made by all the major beer brewing countries. They don't necessarily call it wheat beer. They'll call it whatever wheat is in their language.
Okay.
But the German Hefeweizen, I think, is probably the homeland of it all.
Okay, the Germans are more known for making a wheat variety of beer, right?
Yeah, and with the Germans, you can usually see a little sediment in the bottle too. They've got a little bit of a cleaner looking beer here than what you typically find with the German.
And Carolina Beer Company makes beer for just kind of different flavors, people with different flavors. They make a wide variety of beers.
They make basically every variety of beer.
Okay.
From the lightest to the darkest, from the richest and fullest to the most mouth cleansing, crisp and clean.
Okay, well, Eris, I've got to get my pizza out of the oven.
Okay.
We put it in when I left, and now I've got to get it out of the oven and then see how it turned out. I'll be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. Our salty caper pizza is ready here in the oven. Oh, look at that. Now, what are we cooking on here?
This is a pizza stone. You can pick these up at any cooking store.
Okay.
I paid $12 for that one.
Alrighty.
Pretty cheap. What it does is it heats the bottom of the pizza so you get a nice crust.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you preheat it.
Okay. If
Otherwise
I
it
don't
will
have
not
a
work.
pizza stone, what do I do?
You can put it in a baking sheet.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. Now we're going to cut
Okey-doke.
the pizza.
Sure.
I'm going to show you with a knife. Very simple. You can cut down the middle of the pizza, or you can use a pizza.
I'm going to show you with a pizza cutter. Very simple.
Voila.
Alrighty. And we'll just set this aside right here real
Okay.
quick because we have to do a little garnish here.
A little garnish.
Okay.
We're going to do some chiffonade basil. What
Alrighty.
we do is take the basil leaves, stack them, and roll them.
And roll them. Okay.
Exactly.
Alrighty. And,
Now you start slicing them.
yep, I think we put it under the board. Yep, there we go. Yeah, knife always helps when you're cutting. The side of the hand, even outside of a Jackie Chan movie, doesn't seem to work as well. So what am I doing? I'm just
You're doing that rocking back and
Okay.
forth motion and getting
right.
little strips of basil,
Okay.
which is
Devin,
a chiffonade.
enough basil there? We'll call it.
Sure.
All right, and now just fling this on the plate.
All right.
Right like that.
Exactly.
All right.
Beautiful.
Ooh, look at that. Throw the basil on there.
Basil, little pine nuts to
Little
finish
pine nuts to finish it up. Let me give you go ahead and get yourself a slice there. Give it a shot. I'm going to give you a little taste of this American wheat beer from the Carolina Beer Company that Eris recommended to us. Now to find out more about our recipe here, to find out how good it tastes actually is what I'm going to do here. Oh! That is incredible. To find out more about our recipe, the salty caper, our beer, visit our website at www.carolinacooking.tv. That's www.carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelenka. That's Carolina Cooking.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location in 700 Kitchen Cooking School at the Mansion on Forsyth Park Hotel in Savannah, Georgia. For details on their hands-on cooking classes, call 888-711-5114 to book a class.